And it's a ton of Tuesdays. We go right into our hashtag job, wealth, and health creation. Now, I don't know if Owen saw this or the news team saw this at all, but actually, we witnessed an article that came out I saw it in the Gleaner, right? And it was put out by the NCU, and it stated that all Jamaican women are depressed. Did you see it, Owen? Yeah, I don't know if you're doing anything on the news on that, but it took me, I mean, I had to sit still for a moment and really try to comprehend what they were saying. They didn't say some, 50%. They didn't say 25%. Oh, they said all Jamaican women are depressed. And I'm like, wow. And how is that analyzed in terms of even depression, And they made reference to a vendor, I think, or a higgler, who apparently has depression issues, but nobody would ever know because of the way she handled herself and her business. So it was, and I had a discussion with a couple of my sister queens, and we were a little concerned about it and how is depression defined and all that. So much to say. But when I spoke to Kathy Lennon, who is a consultant and also a farmer, owns a farmer, she said the best person to talk to is none other than I said, oh, absolutely. It's the Mama Gamma, Queen Gloria Sims, CEO and founder of the Maroon Indigenous Women's Circle, a spiritual leader, consultant, and cultural ambassador, Mama G. Everyone knows her affectionately as Mama G. And so she says absolutely she'll be on, and we thank her for that. Just coming from Dubai. And, we're going to be talking to her about this particular article and beyond. Greetings, Sister Queen. Good morning. Blessed morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you doing?
I am good. I am good.
Wonderful. We're now going to see your beautiful face.
I am giving thanks. I'm trying to open
the video. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not open.
All right. Well, we're hearing your voice, and that's important. That's important. I'm going to send Owen your picture so he can put it up as well. So, my sister Queen, welcome back to Jamaica. You did an outstanding job. So we saw over there in Dubai, and you are somebody that is beckoned from people from all over the world want to hear you, want to hear what you have to say about gender affairs, want to hear about what you have to say about spirituality, just the trending topics right about now. So we're going to start off first with the article, since I made a reference to that, first of all, and that sweeping statement that all Jamaican women are suffering from depression. I'd like you to make comments on that first, initially, as a consultant, as someone who is a CEO and founder of the Maroons Indigenous Women's Circle. You have a lot of interaction with women from all over the world, in particular Jamaica. Talk to us about that, my sister Queen.
Man, it's hard, but I would have want to agree with them,
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I hear you say it hard, but you say, and even in the voice, I can hear you say it hard.
Not the women who have mental issue, but the whole nation is retarded right now. Where mental concern is a retardation,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the mental health, because many of the crime and violence that is happening, it's mental health issues,
Mm-hmm.
I experienced it. I experienced it within family.
Mm-hmm.
When I just speak of things, I speak of it from experience, because that is my motto, words of His Majesty.
Right.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jamaican. Good morning. Good morning, Sister Kathy Lennon. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We had a conversation, and she said right away. She just called your name. And I said,
because I grew up in a domestic violent home too, as a child.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so I know what it is, and
right.
I know the depression that women suffer,
Mm-hmm.
So my mother was someone who went through a lot of depression stages, to the stage of suicidal and all these things,
Really?
Yeah, if I have to say it, she had a nervous breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
And living in a domestic violence situation with children. I was like a single mother within the home.
Mm-hmm.
So I know of it as a child,
Yeah, you grew up in it.
heal my mother. If there was any problem in the home, as soon as I come home from school, I would know.
Right.
You know,
So what
and
were some of the symptoms that she was showing? Because as a child, you wouldn't have understood what depression
she
was
was
really.
she was like very withdrawal. Sometimes and it's like we would have to know how to talk to her, and then I, for one, as a considerate child growing up, would not bring home any issue that I know would upset her. Like like even when teacher would ask me to get books, I wouldn't go home, and sometimes the teacher would give me a copy because I was such a attentive child to my work,
Right.
and would give up my lunchtime and borrow a friend book, a classmate book, and do like all 3 4 weeks work out of it, which helped me to go ahead of the teacher. But
Right.
I'm saying all these things to say, that I grew up in a domestic violent home, and I know when women are going through depression, the symptoms and the whole situation, withdrawal, isolation, always have a hungerness.
Hungry spirit. Yeah.
Then they don't realize their anger sometimes, and so they would answer sometimes some way that would cause a problem or an argument if you don't understand the situation.
Right.
So,
Wow.
and we inherited these things, intergenerational, passed down from generation to generation. And if you don't break the cycle, it keep passing on to your own children because it become a cycle
Of course.
afterward.
Of course.
You
Yeah.
have to know how to self correct and how to self treat yourself and remedy yourself. Spirituality help us a lot,
Yeah.
and how the arts help me
Of course.
because
Yeah.
you see me creating work sometime where I'm really developing the skill and the techniques, and also working on my own self sometimes whenever I would get into things would get challenging, and it would seem that way I would resort to the arts,
Of
sewing
course.
is one
Yeah.
of my
That was part of
sewing
a
is one of my therapy
that was a
that
part of
I
therapy. Yeah.
very therapeutic. I got it from my mother, and I could watch her when she was going through situations. She would sew, and she would recycle every cloth in the house, every little piece of that cloth. She would sew patchwork sheet. She would sew our clothes. She would
Yes.
sew everything, but she sew with her hand. And
Right.
so I could see the healing that the hand sewn was doing to her. So I only one, all of our children sew. Even my brother is a tailor, but I'm the only one who took the hand sewing up, and
Right.
I sew
Right.
with my hands, and I also develop it, and I develop it into a therapy that I call stitching time, and
I love
for
that.
women through domestic violence, which I've presented to the Women's Bureau some years ago. Techniques
Wow.
and also finished product with the logo
Powerful.
of the Women's Bureau that we hand sewn
Yeah.
applique and to material. So
So.
we know these things, and we know the level of mental illness that is in Jamaica. And it's a very stigmatized situation where people are ashamed to talk of it,
Exactly. I
are
definitely.
ashamed to know that they are suffering. Um, I personally can identify it. I can just see it and know it because I grew up around these situations.
So,
My
as a
mother,
child, how did you react and your other siblings to the fact that your mother, wanted to commit suicide based on the domestic violence and the depression she was going
sometimes
through?
it was rough, Even I remember two incidents, this is a story to get into them. Not that I don't want to talk, but it is an old story to get into them of the situation, and the alertness, and even my father, who could understand the situation as well, even though he would drink sometime and help cause the situation. But you could see my father is someone that I've grown to really respect because he was at all of our birth, and he is the best father. My mother said she would have 100 children for him,
So
especially before she have the child. And shortly after she have it, the way he take care. But then afterward, frustration of not able to deal with his family sometimes, I think. And then was working at a sugar estate, so he started to drink.
oh, so it's coming right out of the alcoholism. Yeah, the
The
alcoholism.
alcohol is something that really is very destructive to Jamaican family.
Yeah.
Family life.
So you're saying to me, even after the domestic violence and all of that, your mother who went through hell with all of that, and you witnessing that, you still have utmost respect for your father because you recognize it was coming out of a disease.
I have gained over the years to understand my brothers in a way, because you see a lot of women turning aside from being a woman because they go through certain things. And
Yeah.
I say, look at Mother Earth. No other mother, feminine energy, has ever been more abused than she. Everything we don't want, we throw it on the earth.
Yeah.
And yet she still is the one who bear us sweet fruit, food. She's the foundation, and she never yet changed, because if she
That
changed
is
from
so
being
true.
a woman, so she give it, what would happen to us?
Right.
So duty first is what call. So, I could have been one who said, well, I really hate man, and from what I witnessed as a child growing up,
Yeah.
it's so much, I can write a book, But at the same time, I have grown to respect my brothers and can understand them even at their worst period, can reason with them. And right now, sometimes I say, the masculine energy, the male, is my closest friend sometimes, who understand me more.
Yes.
Who when I'm around them, there's not no competition with us.
Right.
All these things. So I spend a lot of time around men.
With the brothers. Yeah.
I used to even work into a bar, so I study men.
Wow.
And I know, and we can reason. I used to be like a counselor in that bar.
Yes.
Wife would send gift for me who don't know me.
So then you've mentioned a couple things well.
I understand the situation, but I would agree with a statement that Jamaican women, and not just Jamaican women, as I said, the whole country, the youths are stressed. The men are stressed, and their stress come out externally.
Right.
Aggressiveness and want to show that yes, you're still a man.
So to prove that point, the ego jump out.
Those situation is slipping away from you, and you can't take care of your family. To show your manhood, you will get aggressive and want to hump down somebody just to show that part. I can understand those things.
Wow. Yeah.
And I empathize sometimes with my brothers, and I encourage them, and I sit down and I talk with them, because many times we talk against them, or we don't talk
with them.
So,
True words. So where do we go from here, though? I mean, unfortunately, you made a statement and said it's happening, but where do we? Because the statement is made, the study is done. You agree that it's not only women, but men. But where do we go from here? You started an Indigenous Women Circle.
Then the approach that we take towards the treatment, the stigmatization and the discrimination, and you are sick, but that is when family don't want you around, and you are out there and you become like a madman, but you're still a sick man, but you're now a madman. So the things don't talk about, and you're out there and nobody, and you're in isolation. And I used to talk to the mad people them on the street.
Because a lot of them not mad, them just homeless.
And I would say, go and bathe. I have healed up a lot.
Me too. I tell them to go bathe and get yourself together.
Without giving them no medication. I just say, go to the shop, buy something, talk to the person that you're buying from, say something, because many of them is a hard situation reach them, and they go into isolation, and people start treat them like they're mad.
And them start act mad. Yeah, true words.
They're not really mad.
But they're not really mad. Absolutely true.
It's just a situation they're going to.
And anybody could have found themselves in that situation.
and they come right round back.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
understand? Because nobody's talking to them. You will
Mm.
need each other, more than what the things we find time to do instead of just draw upside somebody and feel them spirit and just
Mhm.
start talk to them to where you feel
Yeah.
because you know them are go through it and they might not want to share it with
Yes.
nobody because nobody don't care and nobody not really a listen
Mhm. Everybody have them own
because
situation.
everybody have their own.
Mhm.
So sometimes you have to feel a person and draw up against them with an argument, and then they might open up to you, and then you
Mhm.
can get to help them.
So
I
true.
do these things every day.
So true.
Because I know what it is to
Mhm.
be mentally disarranged.
Mhm.
You understand? And it is prevalent. Many of it we call in crime and violence.
Mhm.
You see the brother that killed the 4 youth and I know that situation.
Yes. Yes.
I know it. You understand me?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I was to deal with it from a spiritual level. When I see it in the morning, I said that could be me.
Mm.
You know,
Mm. You said
I,
that could be you.
I have a brother that is like I don't know.
Mhm.
Understand me? So and he was my mother had him in the moment when she was going through this situation.
Yeah.
So I understand why he is like that.
Mm. Mm.
And so I never yet, be bitter about him because I know what is happening.
Right.
And
Right.
so
Right.
I will always talk to him and whenever I find a time and I see that he open up, I would go in and talk to him and encourage him and show him something because I'm 7 years older than him.
Mhm.
So these things we have to be aware of and we have to know. And sometimes they themselves don't know what is happening to them.
Exactly.
But
They don't have a
I am
clue.
older and I know the birth of him and know what situation my mother was in when she got pregnant with him. And so I
Mhm.
understand why he don't have the spirit to take any type of situation, he would just go off. And
So
sometimes I will get upset and sometimes I will just be quiet with him, speak to him gentle, even give him something, share something with him and say,
I missed who you were talking about. Are you talking about, was that a brother, like you're 7 years older? Who?
a brother,
Your
yeah.
brother. Your
So
brother.
yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
and when I see that situation with the four youth
You and the
in,
mother,
in Clarendon with the four
the
youth, I said,
cousins.
man,
Mm-hmm.
and I look into things deeply and I say,
Mm-hmm.
and him condemn the youth them because sometimes them mental they it gone. They have been through so much hard life. Jamaican children sometimes grow up so hard and they
Mm-hmm.
come back and they face the same life.
We, we,
And it's a cycle.
yeah, man, it's a
So we
cycle
have
because the
to approach
consciousness
this with
not there.
mental, you know?
I'm gonna have
So
to. We're almost out of time, but I'm gonna have to have you back
uh,
because guess what? We have
we
to talk
don't talk
about. We
about
have
the
to
youth
talk about your trip to Dubai. We have to talk about. But I just want you to take a minute or two to talk about the winter solstice that starts tomorrow because that is going to be a part of our whole regeneration and rejuvenation as well. So just take the last minute or two to talk about what the winter solstice is and what we can
we
do to
always
take our
honor
space.
that time. It's a time of celebration and harvest of all blessings from the rainy season coming
Mm-hmm.
in. The day when the sun is furthest from us in the north and closest to the south.
Mm-hmm.
So we give thanks for sustenance.
Mm-hmm.
We give thanks for everything. We reflect back on the year and our journey in this period, the season, the different season we've been through, the summer solstice,
Mm-hmm.
the autumn equinox, and all the new moons and the full moons and the different seasons and the different things they bring us and to be here and for life itself and for food and herbs and all the
Mm-hmm.
harvests and fruits and trees, so that
It's a time of giving thanks.
we
Mm-hmm.
give thanks for those things. So we're going to have it in the park tomorrow as we always do.
Which park is that?
We always go to Emancipation Park.
Oh, okay. You're going to be in Emancipation Park. So
Yeah, so
what
it's
time is it?
along with the Taino chief.
The
Yeah.
Taina Chief, right?
Yeah.
So
And
what
so
time do you
we
usually have it?
Well, it's early morning,
Mm-hmm.
sunrise ceremony we
Mm-hmm.
doing it.
Beautiful.
We always do,
Mm-hmm.
honor the earth and
Mm-hmm.
it's the iguana season.
Mm-hmm. So,
Right.
so
So
you, what kind of rituals you go through at that time? I mean, in terms
which
of
is the dry season.
the dry
So
season.
right. So we open the four direction. We offer with blessings. We bring grains, fruits. I have a cassava that I planted last year. This time we are going go
Mm-hmm.
and pull up and see if I can bring some cassava to the altar.
Mm-hmm.
We bring everything to the altar. People bring in their gift and whatever the spirit move them to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we bless up everything. We do a naming ceremony and we do a lot of little rituals to
Right.
uplift ourselves, to
Mm-hmm.
renew our spirit, to reflect, and all these things. And
Beautiful. Yeah. To acknowledge and recognize that the change of the season. And
right,
yeah,
right, we
yeah,
must always find time to do
to do
that.
that. And what time do you say if persons wanting to get there tomorrow, Emancipation Park, what time is the best time for them to come?
Well, at 6 o'clock, we're going out there.
Okay, 6 o'clock. Okay.
6 o'clock, once we'll start, 6, 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I might be a little bit not as early as I
Because you're
always be, but
coming from the country, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
What?
so I
Mm-hmm.
forward to honor these seasonal um, time and
Yes.
the moon time and the sun rising too. Cause that's
Oh
where I say my
yes.
prayer looking in the sun. That's the
Yes.
sun.
Beautiful.
I can't affiliate myself with the SON like that.
It's the
So
SUN.
SUN. So I look up in the sun and say my prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So the sun, the moon, the
Beautiful.
season, and equinox, solstice, we must
Mm-hmm.
always give thanks and praise in
Give
those
thanks.
hours.
Yeah, man.
Because
Thank you.
when everything change, a man alter everything, they can't alter those seasons. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Mama G. Thank you so
give
much.
thanks.
We'll talk
Give
again
thanks.
because we talk about the Dubai. There's so much to talk about, but thank you so much for the
Yeah.
information about the article regarding, women and saying all women in Jamaica are depressed, but you said the whole nation depressed,
Well,
and we have to
the
examine that.
that is intergenerational, post
Right.
trauma from slavery, historical
Absolutely.
injuries
Yeah.
that our
Yeah.
parents and intergenerational we inherit them, they pass down to us.
Thank you, Mama G. Have a blessed
Thank
day, and we look forward to the winter solstice tomorrow. All right. Take care,
yeah, Mama.
Mama.
That's all.
Blessing
Yeah.
it, yes. Wow, and we thank Mama G also for exposing her personal her journey, with her mother who had domestic violence and also tried to commit suicide. Was going through some serious depression as well herself, and so it's something that we have to get deeper into as well because it's not the norm. It shouldn't be the norm. So thank you so much. That article came out of the Gleaner, conducted by NCU. All Jamaican women are depressed. Wow. It is now time for Mecwi Talk. Today's Tuesday, right? Mecwi Talk with Jeffrey Tavares coming up in a moment. We're going to take a pause for the cause. Thanks you all for all your comments and all your questions or your statements. Thank you so much on Facebook Live. Going to take a pause for the cause and then we'll come forward. Soon come. You're in tune to Roots FM 96.1 on the FM band.